up, guys? It is I, your friendly neighborhood twat in a Sonic Hat Calamity, here with my boy Dean. Dean, how are you?
Well, good, man. I'm feeling super.
Very super. Do you know what? I feel like we've all had a bit of justice recently.
It's a league of its own, I would say.
I agree with that, and let, this is the spoiler review or discussion for Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League, not the 2017 Justice League, as it's now called, which I quite
The
like as a term.
mistake.
Well, yeah, we're gonna talk about all of this. But the first thing I want to say actually is I was wrong. I said this would never happen.
I said that too.
Do you know what I mean? We have to eat some humble pie here. I said Zack Snyder's Justice League didn't exist, which I'm still not convinced it did. We'll talk about that later. But Zack Snyder's Justice League didn't exist, and it was never happening. I apologize to everyone that I've said that to, and it's been quite a few people. So I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to admit you're wrong. Like, we were wrong, and I mean, I've never been happier to be wrong about a thing.
I agree. And, you know, was it something? I mean, now I've got my first ever YouTube apology out of the way. Let's exactly, the real tea is happening right now. Let's start it with the things that we didn't like, because I think that there are only a few things we didn't like and a lot more that we loved.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I'm gonna come up with off the bat was the CGI in some places was very shaky. Certain shots of Wonder Woman, well, no, everything really, but there were so many shots. I was like, you couldn't be more visibly in front of a green screen right now.
Yeah. You only got, like, a certain amount of millions to, like, get it back together, so...
Yeah, but again, I'll get into this at the end, but I feel there's a reason that it cost 30 million, and I don't think it was the CGI. Put it that way. Another thing that I found quite odd during this was the music.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, they changed a lot of it.
Most notably, I think, with the Wonder Woman thing.
Yeah, that started to kind of get on my nerves. I like it, but after 4 hours, every time she appears on screen, you hear that, it gets a bit much at that point. And I actually prefer the previous theme. It's just, I don't know, I just love that. It's so full of life.
The really aggressive strings are really nice, to be fair.
Yeah, completely.
I got big Xena vibes from that new theme.
Yeah, I get that completely. Really kind of it was very, I feel the new one is very kind of authentic to our origins as well.
Yeah.
But again, do you know, it's not that I have an issue with it, it's just it felt almost a little bit jarring at times when it came in.
Yeah.
And that goes for a lot of the music in this, I feel. A lot of it kind of, I was just a bit like, oh, what's this music that's with it right now? It almost pulled me out of the scene in a few ways. Whereas there were some music tracks that were added that really I felt complemented the movie.
Yeah.
There were just a few moments that I was like,
Do you think that was deliberate to make sure it was, like, you could definitely tell the difference between Snyder and Whedon?
Probably. Again, I'm going to get into this at the end. I'm going to make quite the controversial statement.
Oof.
Quite the controversial statement. The other thing, right? The 4:3 ratio.
That was jarring as hell.
It was. And I get that they're saying that was made for IMAX. And, like, yeah, that is the correct way to show it in IMAX. However, this is not the way that Zack Snyder intended to release the movie. I'm not having it. It's... Dude, the Comic-Con footage and the first trailer for the movie
Yes, you mentioned
have
this earlier.
some of the shots that we have in the Snyder Cut in the full ratio. Like, so why are we shrinking it? That's not how it was originally intended. I don't want to watch a whole movie, particularly a 4-hour movie, in the form of Facebook video. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very jarring. Very jarring. But that it wasn't the worst thing in the world. It didn't ruin the movie for me.
There was a line they took out that I was kind of annoyed about. Do you remember in the Whedon cut where when Superman was resurrected, he was like the Batman, "Do you bleed?"
Oh god, I'm glad they took that out.
It's gone. I like that.
I didn't like it in Batman vs Superman though.
Fair.
Like, I get that it was a callback, but when that happened in Batman vs Superman, I was like, who is writing this script? Oh wait, Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Was there anything else you disliked about it?
I mean, I mentioned it to everybody, but like, is 4 hours really the way? Surely somebody should have cut this script down.
There are definitely moments,
necessary?
Well, like, do we need 2 minutes? I know that sounds like not a lot, but in movie time it is. 2 minutes of these ladies singing a song about Aquaman in their native language on the beach. Because that scene, I was just like, this scene should have ended. I don't understand why I'm still watching this scene. And to be honest, take out anything to do with Lois Lane, because they still have no idea what to do with that character.
No.
All of her scenes were her looking depressed, walking around the city, either getting a coffee or going to the Superman memorial. Or like, there was nothing to her at all. The only thing she brought was like something we're going to talk about in the good things. But
yeah, like every scene needs an arc. You're right. Like if she's just moping, there's no change. There's no arc. There's no. Yeah, you're completely right.
Like, we get it. Superman is dead. People are sad. They made a fantastic point in this of that is Batman's motivation for getting the team together, because he feels guilt over Superman. Like, you've got that theme there. I don't need Lois Lane looking depressed all the time to know that the world really needs Superman.
Yeah.
It's just... yeah, it's a Zack Snyder decision. I also want to bring up on things I don't like quickly. Mara. I don't like Amber Heard.
Yeah.
And what was that accent? Why is she British now?
She's British, she's Irish. I was like, what?
There were bits of everything in there.
Especially in the Nightmare. It's like, who is this woman? Where has she been?
Alright. I'm going to say something that might piss a fair few people off.
Ooh.
The nightmare sequence at the end is the worst part of the movie.
Oh. How so?
Because the dialogue is so fucking cringe. Like, I can't wrap my head around how poorly constructed the dialogue is. Even Batman dropping the F-bomb felt awkward. I had to rewatch it a few times and be like, what did you just say? It was literally like, who was it? Cyclops in X-Men Dark Phoenix, when he says, if you touch her, I'm going to effing kill you. Which was one of the worst lines that was so poorly delivered I thought I'd ever seen in a superhero movie.
I've still not got around to that, so like...
Oh.
Is it even worth it at this point? Is it even worth it? Even if it is on Disney Plus.
If you just want to watch something to pass the time, I guess, and just have a little laugh at. It's the same thing with Fantastic. I can watch Fantastic like once a year just to laugh and be like, how on earth was this movie ever like released? This is just...
I wonder if that's going to get its own director's cut.
Oh god, can you imagine the Trank cut? Jesus Christ. Well, alright, I think that's the negatives. I think that's the
Yes,
negatives.
yeah.
Let's move on. Oh, gone.
You were saying about the nightmare sequence?
Yep.
That dialogue was garbled as all hell. Like,
yeah.
Batman was like, and I wasn't even like being quiet when I was watching this. It was like he was mumbling basically.
Yep. It's the weird Batman voice he does.
Yeah.
He does it in all of them because it's like,
especially when he was talking to the Joker, who's the big reveal. But
yeah.
like,
why is Joker blurred out the entire time? I get that they wanted to clearly go for like a blur to face reveal, right? To like full thing and be like, oh my god, it's him. It's actually him.
Yeah.
But when the scene goes on, the dialogue goes on for like 5 minutes and you don't see it, but you clearly know who it is. It's just like, yo, just reveal his face. Like, we're not stupid.
Yeah.
One other thing I will say. No, sorry, no, go on.
I was in the trailer, so it's like, what are you keeping it going for?
Yeah. Like, we all knew it was coming. The whole time I was watching the movie, I was like, so when's this Joker cameo coming?
Yeah, I was exactly the same.
We all knew it. It's just stupid.
Zack, oh no, you had the chance.
Well, that's it. But on the whole, well done, Mr. Snyder.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Well done. I would say better than good. I would legitimately say this is a god tier level superhero movie. This is legitimately, for me, on par with any Avengers movie. In terms of what this is.
Yeah, true.
This.
So you could say.
Oh, sorry.
You could say he did it justice.
He did it justice indeed. Again, I'm going to get into this at the end, but into a certain segment of it in the end. But this is the benefit of having 4 hours. You had time to develop 3 brand new, not seen before superheroes. I'm going to say not seen before because I'm not going to class the fucking CCTV footage in Batman vs Superman.
No.
We have now seen a full introduction for all of these characters. Character development for Batman. Not really much character development for Diana, to be honest. She just kicks ass. She is my favourite thing in the movie. Hands down.
She's got 2 movies of her own, it's fine.
I know, exactly. She doesn't need it. And obviously Superman doesn't get a lot either. But Superman isn't in it very long. Well, he is in this cut. I suppose he's in it for about an hour.
Okay,
on screen time, maybe about 25 minutes. But if you think like the time of the movie that he's then a part of things, I would say about an hour.
Like a presence.
Yeah. I think there are so many things they did well. Something that we spoke about after watching it that I wanted to bring up was I feel this is the most realistic Batman we've ever gotten. However, this is the least comic book accurate Batman we've ever got. By the same result.
I think he is basically the Arkham series video games Batman.
I'm inclined to agree with you. I feel actually no, because you know what? Another thing I didn't like that I'm going to bring up on this point. He's too jolly. He is not serious Bruce Wayne at all. And when he is, he just seems to deliver dialogue quite badly. Like, I'm putting together a team. Special abilities. You see, I believe enemies are coming. And Barry stops him, but it's like, bro, people don't talk like that. And if you're gonna have the serious Bruce Wayne tone, you need to actually talk to people how people talk to people, because this is just a bit off. But we're not complaining; we're on the good shit. But I love how you saw. Sorry. Go on.
I like that they kept the "What's your superpower?" money.
Yes.
I really like that line.
I'm not gonna lie, when that happened, I had like a little dig in my head at Snyder cultists. Because they were like, no, this is clearly a Joss Whedon joke. Zack Snyder would never write a joke like this. Well, he did. It was his.
Does have a sense of humor. It's just very subtle and like it doesn't happen often.
Yes, exactly. Like when I feel in the comics, when you get that cheeky smile from Batman,
yes,
that happens once in a blue moon type situation.
Yeah,
it brings you to the character more. You're just like, damn it, Bruce, you got me in the feels.
Character. He's a whole character. He's not just justice, and you know, he's not just a big emo. He does have a character.
He does, but then also the fact that he is a big emo is a massive part of his character because there's reason for that. There's the trauma. There's losing his parents and how shut off he is from society, losing multiple Robins at this point.
Yeah.
Do not put that man in charge of children.
No.
But, you know, I think he really, like, he didn't hit the mark in that sense, in, like, comic book Batman. But he was a more realistic Batman. He was feeling, like, he gets fucked up by parademons. Absolutely right, because the comics won't have you believe that. The comics will have you believe he can take on 1,000 parademons in hand-to-hand combat because nobody can beat Batman if he has 1 day's prep. No. Like, he will get fucked up by a parademon.
I hate
it. It's ridiculous. The worst one is when people say that he can beat Spidey. That's the one that annoys me because I'm like, they have the same level of knowledge, they have the same level of gadgets, they have the same level of fighting ability. Sorry, Spidey has a bit more because of his strength, except, you know, Spidey has superpowers and Batman doesn't, so...
Iron Man can beat Batman.
Yep, I agree.
Iron Man can nuke him from orbit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, you took out my suit, hang on. Can you just send a nuke down? Yeah, thank you. Bang. Like, Batman would have an EMP or something, but Tony's got a way around it. But let's not get all of those people hating on us down in the comments, Jesus Christ. But it has. Send me your hate, people. Those dislikes help with the engagement. But I feel like Batman was what he needed to be. He knew, because of his guilt over the death of Superman, that he had to be the one to bring these people together. And when, who was it that said to him, when Martian Manhunter, we're getting into that immediately after, says your parents would be proud of you. That hit me because we've heard that before in movies. Alfred's probably said it in every goddamn movie, but with that, it really hit because I was like, "Yo, they would. They legitimately be so." Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
In his own words, he's taken many forms over the years. In fact, hang on. Right, so closed on Batman. That's what we liked about Batman. Batman was pretty cool. All good. Martian fucking Manhunter. Who was John Johns. He was speculated so much before the film's initial 2017 release by that actor as well, that everyone said he was like, no, it's this guy, it's the army guy. And, you know, 2017 release, and it was like, no, Justice League fans just got their hopes up, like they do with everything. Like, everything's going to be an Easter egg and a cameo. No, that theory was apparently correct.
Yeah.
I personally feel it was correct after. I don't think it was intended originally, but we will get, again, we're going to get into that later. Hot damn. Martian Manhunter. I love him. He's a great hero. He did look very good. So he has a little surprise cameo.
He never...
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm surprised he never showed up in Russia.
That's the issue, isn't it? When he's like, I realised I have a greater stake in this world. It's like, well, how did it take someone else saving the world from Steppenwolf and Darkseid and the anti-life equation being taken? Like, how did it take that happening and not that about to happen to call you into action? Like, you're obviously not a bad guy. You've taken a position in the US Army. all right, you know, depending on your perspective, that is the bad guy. But you know, you tried to take like a government or military position, something of authority. He doesn't seem like a dictator or anything. You certainly give Superman the chance in Man of Steel and gives him the benefit of the doubt. So he's obviously been a good guy who's basically Vision. Funnily enough, we just finished WandaVision, so you know. And it's like, why didn't he turn up in Russia?
He has got similar levels of powers of Superman, as if I'm correct in believing this.
Yeah, he has the strength.
His only real weakness is power. His weakness is fire, right? That's his only real weakness.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. He's got laser eyes, isn't he? He's got. I don't know if he's got frost breath.
He's got lots of obviously shape-shifting ability, and
and he's got Vision's phasing,
and he can stretch and whatnot and do all that.
He's basically like Superman, Mr. Fantastic, like all the energy wielders in one.
Yeah.
He's insane, and he could have like all that shit with how it ended, which I won't talk about right away. We'll get to the ending because I think the ending is its own kind of bit to talk about. With all of that, like he would have been so beneficial in that last fight, and really all he did was pretend to be Martha Kent. So. But do you know what? Like, I wasn't. As soon as I saw him that first time, I was like, I didn't think he was going to be in it again. To be completely honest with you, so I'm glad we got a scene at the end. But he was only intended to be a cameo at the end of the day. You know, he was. Otherwise, he would have been on all the promotional material.
True.
Because it's like Superman wasn't on the promotional material, and then a week after the film came out in cinemas, they added Superman to the promotional material because they were like, oh, wait, people aren't seeing this. Who should we talk about next? Wonder Woman. My favourite hero in the film.
Yeah.
She's an absolute badass.
Really good. Yeah.
I teared up when she's talking to the little girls. She's like, you okay, princess? Can I be like you someday? You can be whatever you want to be. I teared up. I was like, that is what the Justice League are about. Yeah. It's why I really like the cell phone intro to the Justice League with him talking to the kids, because it's just like that's what the Justice League is about. They're a symbol of hope, and kids want to be them when they grow up. And she's so badass. She's so badass. Yeah. She's the most badass person in this movie.
She just wipes the guy out too. She's like, boom.
Yeah,
just not there no more. She's just not there no more.
Absolutely dead. It's just she was just crazy. Her power set was off the charts. Yeah. And when it came to like the big fights, I was like, okay, well, out of everyone that's here right now, Wonder Woman is the only one that can. Well, no, Wonder Woman and Aquaman are the only ones that can really fucking hold down against Steppenwolf.
Yeah,
and even then, they're not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wonder Woman was my favorite thing about it. In all honesty, she was great. Let's talk about Flash.
Yeah, he had a weird intro scene.
He did. It was a bit SA, wasn't it? Stroking a girl's face while she flies through the air out of a car. But then, what do you expect from Ezra Miller? You know, he's kind of got a rep for that.
Don't know what to expect. I don't know him that well.
Oh, did you not hear? He choked out a girl in the street.
I heard he was a dick, but I didn't know exactly why.
Yeah, he choked out some girl on the street. It was really messed up.
Oh God.
He shouldn't really have a career after that. But you know, we're talking about Amber Heard's in the movie because it was a 2017 movie. Technically.
Yeah.
So, I really liked the Flash in it.
Yeah.
I did feel he may have been Barry Allen in name, but he was Wally West in personality.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. He had that kind of same vibe that I felt was really good.
Okay.
I really enjoyed him. I get now. I'd been so critical of Flashpoint being the first Flash movie because I was like, well, they haven't built up to that at all.
Yeah.
Now they have, If this wasn't, that's why they were going to do this, because he reverses time. He says it's time to break the rule, Barry, and reverses time so he saves him.
How long does he go back? Like a split second, couple of seconds?
It must be like a second. Because it's got to be when the box touches the water, isn't it? And it just like the tip of it goes under and he reverses it so the tip comes back up.
Yeah.
That was just so cool. They did some awesome stuff with the Flash.
Yeah.
In terms of like even his fight choreography and stuff like that. I quite liked his humor.
Yeah.
He didn't essay Wonder Woman this time, which was quite nice. Thank you for changing that. I still don't technically believe. I don't think that was Joss Whedon, to be completely honest with you. But
yeah, Jack. I mean, Zack likes to be edgy. That's his thing.
Yeah, and he likes to objectify women as well. Like if you look at what the Amazonians are wearing in this compared to the Wonder Woman movies, it really shows. Like they're wearing full armor in the Wonder Woman movies, and in this it's just like, how little clothing can we put on you that still looks like armor? Like it's very degrading.
Yeah,
but that's
it's almost like early video game RPG stuff.
Exactly. But I think they've done her. I think like they've done the Flash justice.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it. I still would have liked the TV Flash to come over and done it, but you know, after the Crisis on Infinite Earth event, they all exist in the same multiverse anyway. But I just thought they really displayed his powers well. I love that we actually got the stuff with his dad and what was going on there, even if the Iris bit was a bit pointless in the end. But it was, you know, it was what it was. I feel they did very well.
Yeah. And he kind of a little bit explained the Speed Force, or like he named it or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's at least a thing.
Yeah, 100%. They took out the brunch bit, man. I know everyone hates the brunch bit, but I actually think it's quite funny.
I haven't watched that other movie in a long time, to be fair.
I actually watched it the day before the Snyder Cut came out because I wanted to just kind of refresh my memory and be able to compare scenes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Cyborg.
Cyborg, the heart of the movie.
The heart of the movie. I don't think Ray Fisher's a very good actor.
No?
I thought it was such a stale performance. And I understand why he was very, like, monotone about things. Because the idea of, like, I don't think like a human now. I think in data and processing. It's like, that's not Cyborg.
Yeah,
one of the things about Cyborg is that personality of his mixed with that. And I felt there was no personality.
Teen Titans.
Exactly. And that is precisely where I'm taking it from.
Yeah.
Like
he never even said booyah this time. He said booyah in the last one.
I know, because that was a Joss Whedon ad, apparently.
But for once, Joss is right.
Yeah, I think
that one time.
Do you know what? The other thing I think Joss was right on, I know people hate it, but the red filter at the end.
Oh, really?
Because the CGI is so shocking. I get why the red filter was put over it. It was to try and dull the edges on stuff.
Oh, okay, got it.
It wasn't an amazing idea in terms of it looked awful, but there was method to that madness.
Yeah, explain things, yeah.
Like Aquaman falling through the building on a parademon and surfing it down.
Yeah.
Looks a lot better in the red version than it does in the regular version.
You sure you want your comments to be okay?
If people are going to give me hate, they're going to give me hate. You know, the engagement always helps. And, you know, we are saying these things as people who loved this movie.
Yeah.
Fully loved this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he had a lot more to do in this, and I like that.
Yeah. I like the literal origin, not just on a computer screen.
Yes. I don't get the whole thing though of son, this is how your mind will now work. Like, I'm sorry, Silas. When
How
did
the
you
hell
get
did
time
he
to
know?
record that and put that into a mother box? Like,
Yeah.
maybe it was like his brain processing it the way he wanted to or something, but I was just a bit like, okay. And also, a bit exposition dumpy in the sense of like, kind of see him do those things.
Yeah.
We didn't need that to explain how he can do those things. Like, immediately, that whole thing is just like, the world's financial systems will seem like playthings to you. And then the following scene, that woman tries to take money out of her account and she's got no funds, and he
gives her
puts
everything,
100,000. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I get why they did it, and it was nice to give that character more to do, but I just felt like
Yeah.
you could have explained that through scenes.
Yeah. Show don't tell. That's literally what they say. Yeah.
But again,
Show don't tell.
this is a Zack Snyder movie. I'm not the biggest fan of Zack Snyder, I have to be honest, but this is quite the motion picture.
All
right,
He's giving you a lot
Aquaman.
to work with.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Arthur Curry, Mr. Aquaman. He wasn't given as much to do as the others.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely went for the more kind of edgelord persona with him rather than the surfer dude.
Yeah.
Which was definitely a Joss Whedon thing. Watching the original 2017 one, I thought some of the scenes with him in Antarctica at the beginning with Bruce Wayne were terrible with the green screen behind him. They looked absolutely awful. And in this, you could tell it was all the original stuff. And that made a big difference, I feel, in that entire scene.
Yeah.
But after that, he just seems to have a problem with everyone. And then, like a pissed off teenager. And then they do this fantastic redemption thing for him, which I really love. They take away one of my favourite scenes, which is him sitting on the lasso. I really enjoyed that scene. I was just like, that's so fucking typical that someone would sit on it and just start. But weirdly, he's like, oh, you're gorgeous, by the way, when he hasn't spoken to Wonder Woman the entire fucking film. But they have this fantastic moment where it's him and Wonder Woman talking. And it's like, oh, this is the first time an Amazonian and Atlantean have spoken in years. And finding out they have this common phrase in both of their cultures that they share, even though their cultures have been at war. And things. I thought that was beautiful. And then there's a moment where he's like, kid just lost his father and we're about to ask him to go inside the most dangerous machine ever made. Like, and then Flash is like, oh, I thought you didn't care. And it's like, I didn't say that. And I was just like, oh, this character is really resonating with me right now. He's going through an arc in this movie the same as everyone else, where he's gone from this I don't need anyone getting in my life to caring about people and being part of a team.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really good, particularly in contrast to how Joss Whedon did it, where it was like he was quite aggressive towards Cyborg. And you have that one bit where he does that in this, and then he quickly realizes how wrong he was. I like that. It showed growth for the character that we didn't get in the Justice Cut.
They also didn't have that line where Bruce says, I heard you can talk to fish from the last version.
I'm going to talk about that at the end, Dean. I'm going to talk about that at the end. Because that is evidence that I'm going to use for a point that I'm going to make.
Yeah. But yeah, also, when we were saying about the music at the start, this isn't bad, but it's like, it changes the tone whenever he's flying along with them fighting the parademons, when he's like, my man. It changes the tone of that.
It does massively, yeah. It does. And again, can I just say that's one line that people was like, oh, that's such a Joss Whedon line.
Is it?
Though. It wasn't, though. And I don't think it's a particularly good line at all. Another thing to do with Aquaman that people said was a Joss Whedon thing that wasn't, was the whole calling him Batman in front of people. No, that was a Zack Snyder decision, fortunately. Let's talk about the Kryptonian. Our boy, Kal-El, Clark Kent, Superman.
Last son of Krypton.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't really have a lot to do in this.
No, it was mostly like there was the memorial fight.
Looks so much better without the mustache CGI nonsense.
Yeah. Wait, did they reshoot that? What is that? Was that what happened?
Yeah, they reshot it.
Okay, right. So we had that, and then, as I said, they didn't do the "Do you bleed" line. He
You
went
won't
back
let
to
me live. You won't let me die.
yeah.
Thank God.
He brought Lewis back to Kansas,
Yeah.
and then Martha or Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. Don't really clear that one up, do you, Zack?
Yeah, shows up, and then he goes back to his ship, which was a nice scene. I liked all the suits,
Yep.
especially, which I think is an Easter egg from the cartoon, the astronaut suit.
I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool.
I think that's an Easter egg. I'm not sure, but I liked it was there.
Yeah. Love the black suit as well, by the way. Love
Yeah,
the
of
black
course.
suit.
Goes without saying, man.
Really, really nice. I'm really glad he put it on. I was slightly worried that he was going to wake up in it for some reason.
Yeah, that happened in the comics, right?
Yeah, I just don't like that. I don't like this idea that suits change when people rise from the grave. I don't understand it. It's just
I thought for a second it was a color grade. It was like, is this just a lighting of the color grade? I say, no, this is the black suit.
yeah, really, really, really beautiful suit. Loved it. They again, one of his lines was changed. I know it's a bit cheesy, but I really liked the whole I believe in truth, but I'm a big fan of justice. I love that as his intro line.
Yeah.
And then this is just like, I'm not impressed. As he takes an axe from Steppenwolf, and it's like, okay, alright, fair enough.
Like Steppenwolf's a toy to him. It's just so
Oh
obvious.
my god,
no
him
choice.
just battering Laser Eye, Laser Eye. I'm just like, yo, Clark, chill, bro. He's down. Like, oh my god. Laser the fucking horn off. And then so Steppenwolf is mainly the same. Let's say that, right? So Steppenwolf is basically the same. You get a bit more to him. CGI's a bit better, he looks a bit cooler, and we find out that he once betrayed Darkseid, and now he has found the planet that Darkseid couldn't conquer with the anti-life equation on it, and he's hoping that will be enough to like bring Darkseid back into his good graces. Oh, sorry, for him to be in Darkseid's good graces.
Yeah. I don't think the betrayal was made extremely clear.
No, I think he rallied people to rise up against Darkseid. Got found out and then killed those people as penance to like try and get his thing back. But I suppose the most significant thing to talk about with with Steppenwolf is his demise and the person sitting above him. So his demise is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Superman beats the crap out of him. Then Aquaman stabs him from behind with the trident.
Yeah.
Flings him over his back, and was it my dearest Wonder Woman who does the head chop in midair?
That was beautiful.
Epic. And that head goes through a portal where we see Granny Goodness. I can't believe Granny Goodness is in a goddamn DC Zack Snyder movie. The Sard, and of course, Darkseid.
Yep. And you can tell how much Darkseid cares when he steps on that head.
Steps on the head. My god, dude, I need this story to continue.
I don't think it will, though. That's the problem.
So earlier, right, so Snyder cultists at the moment are tweeting this thing where it's like, we need to be better than we were before. Like, keep your subscription to HBO Max. Stop sending people death threats. Stop threatening Warner Brothers. And they will support us. Like, there's a chance they'll support us and the Snyder universe can continue. Now, Zack Snyder has said he's done with superhero movies. But he also replied to this tweet directly and was like, exactly. and this was specifically talking about doing it so they could get a Snyderverse.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they offer Snyder the right money and say they won't interfere,
yeah,
I think he'll be willing to take that, and I think we'll get a continuation.
Yeah, studio interference is one of the biggest problems with movies.
It is, yes.
It literally ruins movies.
It does. I mean, look at Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and
Apparently,
I just learned this I learned last night. Do you remember the Thing prequel?
Oh yeah.
That was initially going to be all practical effects.
Oh,
they just CGI'd over them.
I hate that. Don't get me wrong; it makes a fantastic framework to build over if you have the physical model there and then do the CGI over it. It's what we see in a lot of movies, like Spider-Man's costume. As much as it can look a bit too CGI in places, it is a base costume, and then they CGI like the webbing and all that onto it afterwards.
Like it's better to enhance than cover every time. I do it a lot. Like Jurassic Park is a good example.
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
you enhance, you don't replace.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how you get a film like Green Lantern. Let's finish up on Darkseid, then let's quickly talk about the Lantern. Darkseid is a fucking god.
Yeah, literally.
His presence in this movie, I felt it from the second that Steppenwolf spoke to Desaad. I was like, yo. Like, because I read the comics, like, as soon as he was like, Desaad, I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, and then Desaad turns up on that thing, and I'm like, he is literally on Apocalypse right now. He's there with him. And when he's like, I found anti-life, and Desaad just disappears, he's like, what, why are you disappearing, kind of thing, and Darkseid just walks through, I'm like, oh, snap. Because the first time we see Darkseid in this movie, we see the battle for Earth previously, where he fought the Amazonians, the Atlanteans. Oh my god, it was incredible. I've seen people.
The Lantern.
Exactly, the Lantern. Bro, the Lantern.
The Lantern.
I'm a big Green Lantern fan, so that just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, because it's more than we got in the original 2017 cut, because we got a lantern in that same sequence, but this chops the hand off the lantern, tries to take the ring, and it flies off. Oh my god, I was just nerding out so badly.
I don't know if it was you talking about, but was that lantern named, or is that just a lantern?
I think it's just a lantern. As far as I'm aware, we don't have a name for him.
Okay.
Bear in mind as well, this is like, what, hundreds of thousands of years before the continuity as well.
This is about just before Wonder Woman was born, if I remember their dialogue right.
I would imagine a bit before that.
Yeah.
Because Zeus is a young man.
Yeah.
And obviously gods like age in ridiculous ways.
Yeah.
So he's probably been around for a few thousand, but he's not exactly big bearded throwing lightning bolts.
Yeah.
Zeus,
he actually kind of looked like Hercules, so yeah.
He did. I've seen a lot of people complain about how Darkseid got defeated. And then it was like, oh, but Wonder Woman could beat Ares. And it's like, yo, it's Ares and Zeus.
Yeah, it's completely different.
It's the god of gods firing lightning at him and Ares coming down with his axe at the same time. Like, of course they're going to do some damage.
Yeah.
Darkseid isn't as powerful then as he is now.
No.
Because, he's just got more powerful as time has gone on. I like that we saw his Omega beams as well in like that flash forward sequence. As soon as I saw that little light dart, I was like, oh hell! No, sorry, do the turn that it does. I was like, oh my god, this is just perfect to me right now, just perfect. I mean, this film was clearly meant to set something bigger up.
Yeah.
As Darkseid says at the end, we'll use the old ways. Which is, alright, we won't use the mother boxes, we'll just come down with the Armada and wipe the planet out.
Yeah.
And get the anti-life equation for the purposes of controlling Superman.
Oh yeah, the way he puts his hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, so in all the flashback sequences we get, Superman is an agent of Darkseid. Including the Batman vs Superman one.
Mm-hmm.
Now you think about it, because, there's the big Omega symbol and everything.
Yep.
We need this.
And the subjugation. Yep.
Yeah. We need this. We need this to continue, because I can't even. I've watched this movie 3 times now. I think maybe 4 actually. Yeah, 12 hours at least. I have watched that Darkseid scene, that ending one with the head and everything, about 10 or 15 times. It's, oh my god, it's everything to me. It's everything to me. I need more Darkseid in my life. Everything about him in the comics is just like, he should have his name up there with Darth Vader and Thanos and the Joker and people like that.
Yeah.
And his appearance in this movie cemented that for me. It was like, holy shit, I need more. Please, just be on my screen for longer. Even if you're just going to sit there like this. Stay there. That's fine. I have no issue with that. I could look at that all day.
Yeah. Like, if they give him, like, the way they did with Thanos, where, like, every other movie, at the end of it's like, literally, Thanos takes one step closer to what we actually end up getting.
Yeah.
That'd work. That'd work.
I mean, I think we've got Aquaman 2. We've got Flash. I don't know what continuity these are going to spin off in. Because I don't think they're going to continue the Snyderverse. I think that's going to have to be its own thing on HBO Max, where he's producing content for it. Because Wonder Woman 84 as well doesn't... Oh, well, no, it's 84. It's not set in the modern day. I forget they're doing that Wonder Woman movie.
Her solo movies haven't got to the present yet.
Exactly. But if you look at Aquaman, that has clearly diverged off the Justice League, not the Snyder Cut. So, I think it's doable, but I think he needs to have his own setup with HBO Max to just keep producing stuff.
I think it's only fair because Marvel kind of has a monopoly.
They do at the moment. But they wouldn't have if Warner Brothers had treated their characters better in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, ever since Harry Potter, Warner Brothers have just got this idea in their heads that they are the shit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we are the best there is. And it's like, yo, yeah, you produced one of the most, popular film franchises of all time.
Yeah.
But you need to still, like, let directors do their thing and let people, create the films they want to create without interfering so much.
Yeah. Although they did do that with one that I think a lot of people forget, is the Monsterverse.
Yeah,
Godzilla,
true.
Kong. They are, I believe, sort of between Legendary and Warner Brothers as a collaboration.
Yeah, Legendary are a production studio underneath the Warner Brothers distribution studios.
Yeah.
I mean,
and like they've kind of let them go. Like, you don't see really much studio interference there. Just make the movies they make.
Yeah, that's true. But then I think another fantastic example of that is Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like that, but that wasn't a great movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good popcorn filler, and obviously I'm a huge Pokemon fan, so it was really nice to see it. But like, narratively, it didn't really do a lot for me. I know it was only copying the formula of the games of the Detective Pikachu game.
Yeah.
But my god, it was very predictable and just like I just don't think Warner Brothers have got a good handle on things at the moment.
Most of us were there for the Pokemon themselves.
That's true. I don't know, really. Like, they've got so many big franchises now under their belt, and the management doesn't always seem to be there in terms of what to do with them. This, I feel, is a really good step. This Snyder Cut. However, we'll bring it to it. I think we've been going on quite a while. In fact, let's just quickly. So I thought the team felt like much more of a team this time round because of the additional time they had together. Some of the lines were still very Zack Snydery. Well, we'll put a table. I'll put 6 chairs. But room for more. But room for more. So, fuck off. Fuck off, Batman. But it was solid. I think you need to take a break 2 hours in.
Yeah.
Fun enough, I went for a cigarette at the end of every chapter.
I watched it straight through. I watched it from 12 till 4 one night. I'm like, I got nothing else to do.
My God. I couldn't do it for that long. Man. I really couldn't.
Yeah.
Not because of the quality of the film. Just 4 hours is a long time for me to be sat down paying attention to something.
Yeah.
Like, even Avengers Endgame is one of my favorite movies of all time. If I'm watching it at home, you best believe that I'm pausing that at some point to like do something and come back. Because it's a long film. And, you know, this is even longer. It's 4 hours.
Yeah.
But I think this is a much, much better film than 2017.
Yeah.
It's become one of my favorite superhero movies in such a short space of time.
Yeah.
You know, we're not even a week to release yet. I mean, what would you give it if you had to give it a numbers rating? What would you put it on?
I would give it a strong 8.5.
I agree with that. I would give it an 8.59, probably.
Yeah. It's reaching a 9 for me. It's reaching. But obviously, as I said before, I think the time it took to get it together and the overall length where they could have possibly cut things out and whatnot, bring it down a bit. But still a great movie.
Yeah, I think you could have still achieved what you were trying to achieve with 3.5 hours.
Maybe.
Just cut half an hour of it. Do you know what I mean? Like little bits here and there, you could quite quickly make up that half an hour in a 4-hour film. Yeah. I'm completely agree with you. As I said, I'm giving it a 9. I want to get on this point that I want to make. It's a controversial point.
Yes.
Snyder Cut are going to hate me. This was not Zack Snyder's original vision for this film.
Okay.
It's not. Zack Snyder has been given a very, very privileged position that very few filmmakers get, where you get to release a beta test of your movie, go back, see what people hated about it, and change it.
Yeah.
One of the most hated lines from the original Justice Cut is Arthur Curry, "I hear you talk to fish."
Yeah.
That is not in this movie.
Yeah.
However, that was a Zack Snyder line. And the way we know that was a Zack Snyder line is it was in the Comic Con footage that was released before a main trailer or anything like that.
True.
And there are a few bits like that. There are a few lines here and there that didn't make it into the film, that were in the original trailers, and didn't make it into the Justice League cut either. There's no way that he didn't look at things and think, oh, I'm going to expand on this. Like, another big complaint was the whole nightmare sequence thing and how that wasn't really, nothing was done about that in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, we know for a fact that entire epilogue nightmare sequence was filmed for the Snyder Cut. It was not original footage.
Because Jared Leto wasn't Joker yet.
He was Joker. Suicide Squad came out before.
Oh, yeah.
But Zack Snyder released pictures of Jared Leto in the makeup when they would finish shooting, saying thank you. I forget the director's name of Suicide Squad, David Ayer, saying thank you for creating this fantastic version of the character and all that. And HBO Max, Warner Brothers, released shots on set of the Snyder Cut after it had been like a few months ago, maybe a month ago, in like Empire magazine or something. And it was that scene in front of the green screen with them all there and Joker and everything.
Yeah.
He got the chance to go back and change things. I do think that Joss Whedon massively diverted away from what he was doing, like the whole Russian family and all that. We didn't have to do that. It was very clear why Steppenwolf went to that location, because the air was toxic from the reactor.
Yeah.
And that's what he needed for the mother boxes to form the Unity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I know it's going to annoy a lot of people say this. I'll probably have so much hate for this.
It's on fire already. I can see it on the comment section.
Oh my god, look at them already. My god, we're seeing things from the past to the future.
Oof.
It wasn't Zack Snyder's original idea. I'm sorry. But it wasn't.
No, you're going to get the death threats.
I am going to get the death threats now. Leave them in the comments, guys. As I said, engagement always helps. Helps other people see the video. Yeah, exactly. What do you think on it? Yeah, I'll take them, mate. I'll take all the death threats. It's fine.
I don't agree or disagree with you with it being his vision. I just think it should have been rewritten where it was what he wanted, but at a normal film length. Because you can get this movie into 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You just have to have a good writer.
Yeah, like this movie doesn't work in cinemas at all.
No, you can get 3 showings a day, if that.
Yeah, do you know what
that
I mean?
would not
it just
work.
Doesn't work. I think it's kind of strange how this has all kind of come about at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just so many parts in it where I look at it and I think you changed this because you saw feedback. Yeah. And you knew that this bit didn't resonate with people, and now you've done this in its place. And also, I don't necessarily think Darkseid was in it before in the actual cut.
Okay. Do you think that's where the money went? His CG stuff?
The best CG in the movie involves Darkseid being on Apocalypse.
Okay, yeah.
When you see him through that portal. And when you see him do the war with everybody. Because okay, so you're Joss Whedon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have got this epic battle scene of Darkseid fighting Earth.
Yeah.
And you're going to decide to cut Darkseid out of that, put Steppenwolf in it, and then not remove Sephiroth? Jesus Christ. And not remove Steppenwolf saying for Darkseid. Why? Like, if you're going to have him say for Darkseid, I get that was obviously a reference to things to come, but then why would you take Darkseid out of that scene and put Steppenwolf in?
Yeah, because Darkseid isn't really a sit in the background kind of villain.
Not at all. Darkseid is I'm going to come fuck you up villain.
Yeah. When he's there, he's there. He's not a guy with a cat in a chair.
Exactly. And that leads me to believe these Darkseid shots were added later. For instance, again, Zack Snyder released a picture of a concept art that he had worked on of Darkseid standing there with the anti-life equation underneath him as we see it in the movie, right? But it was concept art. And he showed that either just after the Snyder Cut was greenlit or just before. So it was concept art. It wasn't... They didn't plan on having Darkseid there. He probably planned on having a post-credit scene where Darkseid pulled a Thanos and was like, fine, I'll do it myself. It wasn't the original vision. But I'm glad that we got something out of that original Justice League.
Yeah.
in the sense that we were able to get this more refined product that has pleased so many people.
Yeah.
It's proven so many people wrong. It's put the haters to sleep, myself included.
Yeah. It's turned a lot of people around.
It really has. And I think it's great because for the longest time we had like this fight between Marvel and DC fans, and of course it's still ongoing now.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of that, like, I used to get a lot of people like, oh, you just don't want these films to succeed. And it's like, no. I love these characters. I want these films to succeed, and they're not up to scratch. Now they've got something up to scratch.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately up to scratch. And I hope this will be a moment for both fan bases to come together and be like, we got something awesome out of this. It won't be. The internet is toxic, but I hope it will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, well, look, how long have we been talking now? I have not been keeping track. It's just 40 minutes. An hour.
You'll see.
I'll see when I hit the stop recording button. Dean, have you got anything you'd like to say about this film?
One last thing, yeah. It's kind of like framed a lot of things these days, but would we have got this without the pandemic?
Yes.
Oh, really?
The Snyder cultists were relentless.
Mm-hmm.
There was a billboard in Times Square. I think the pandemic probably made it harder, if anything.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because filming has been so much more difficult.
True.
Post-production has been so much more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were weighing it up for a long time, and then they thought, how do we push this streaming service that nobody is using?
Mm.
And there was the answer. It was what people were crying out for. And they got it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in an educated enough position to say, to be completely honest with you. I'm not for half the stuff I'm saying anyway, but I'll say it anyway. But yeah, I'm not 100% on that one. What about you? Do you think it affected it?
Personally, I think you're probably right on like the insider part of it, where like they were thinking about it for a long time. But the other part of it, I think, is they were like, let's give people hope. Let's give people something to look forward to right now in this state of the world. Let's do some good.
Let's spend 30 million and hope everyone signs up for our streaming service.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have to. I was on Sky Cinema over here in the UK.
Yeah, so same. Shout out to my boy Hungry Neville for hooking me up with the Sky Cinema so I could watch it. I think I've watched it more times than he has now. On his account, I feel awful. Alright, well. Wow, it's been a lengthy one. It's been a lengthy wait for this movie.
True.
And I'm so happy with what we have now. Yeah. I'm probably going to watch it again tomorrow. Unless I stream, who knows? I need to do more streams. This is our spoiler Justice League Zack Snyder review. This is the end. Thank you so much for watching. Slap a like on it so I know you got here. And leave a comment below. Let me know if you enjoyed the Snyder Cut. We are going to be picking up with Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I suggested not doing the first episode on its own. Because I feel like we can't get enough of a flavour for the show on the one. Even though it was an hour long, I think that second episode is going to give us a real clear idea of what the remaining 4 episodes are going to be.
4? There's only 5 episodes of that?
I thought it was 6, so we'd have 2 and then 4 more. Or is it 8?
It was 9.
Might be 8 then. I'm not sure. I think we get less episodes than WandaVision.
Okay, didn't know that. Okay.
But I think the episodes are longer, from what I can gather.
Right, okay, it bounces out, okay.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the second episode. I quite enjoyed the first episode.
Me too.
I'm sure you did as well. So we will be coming at you with a review for episodes 1 and 2, so stay tuned for that. Dean, anything you want to plug?
No, really. I mean, I might do a solo podcast on Godzilla versus Kong because I'm really hyped about that. But apart from that,
Hey, if
nothing
you want to
really.
guess, let me know.
I've been telling you to do this, to watch Godzilla King of the Monsters for a
All right,
long time, man.
I'm doing it this weekend. I promise. I'm gonna watch Godzilla King of the Monsters. I do
Yeah,
want to see it. So, and then we can talk about Godzilla vs Kong.
yeah, sounds good, man.
100%. This is hopefully going to go up tomorrow. It's Tuesday today. Tomorrow being Wednesday because that's the day that we like to get uploads up. Next week is going to be a bit of a crazy one on the channel, guys. It's my birthday on Thursday. I'm going to try and stream on that day. I am going to have quite a busy weekend within the confines of the law and what I'm allowed to do in lockdown. But yeah, so I don't know what's going to come out of it, but yeah, stick around on the channel. There'll be plenty more to come. Of course, don't just cover superhero stuff here. We cover a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog. I stream a lot of Smash Bros. In fact, it's mainly Sonic the Hedgehog and Smash Bros. So there's your reason for subscribing. And if you want to see more superhero content out of me and Dean, let us know in the comments. We love our superhero stuff, so I'm happy to keep churning it out for you guys. All right, on that note, thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. See you on the next one because that is what it takes to be a calamity. Lots of love. Bye.
See ya.